Have you ever had someone tell you that you're too young to make a difference, or maybe even the opposite, something like, you're too old for that now? I think we can all relate to a moment where we've been told that in our lives, and it can be a little discouraging, right? Well, guess what? I have good news for us today. In my middle school years, there was a teacher that shared this verse with me, and it truly changed my outlook on my youth, and I hope it does the same for you. In 1 Timothy 4:12. Oh, and by the way, this is a letter that Paul is writing to Timothy, and he says, "Let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers as an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity." I remember the first time that I ever sang in front of my church in middle school. The moment that I fell in love with the heart of worship. That was the moment for me. I was quote unquote young, but there was something so pure and special and authentic about being young. I was just trying to stay faithful to Jesus and serve the local church at that point in time. Those middle school years were so pivotal for me because I found that no matter what age I was, I can serve God. You see, God wants our full hearts. He wants our undivided attention. And at a young age, I'm so glad I learned that in my life because it truly shaped who I am today. And I find it interesting that the more I read the Bible and understand the character and the heart of God, it sure does look a lot different than the world we live in today. And some might even say countercultural to the time period we are living in. In this passage, Paul does not just say to set an example in faith alone or love alone, but in speech, conduct, love, faith, and in purity. That means as believers, we are to set an example with our words, with our actions, with our heart, with our relationships, and our righteousness that should be overflowing as followers of Jesus Christ. So how can we change the world that we live in today? That's a big question, right? How can we reach the youth and also let no one despise us because of our youth? We change the culture by setting an example, by stepping into the culture, and that comes from walking into relationship with Jesus Christ and showing other people that no matter what that looks like, we will allow no one to despise us because of our youth. So go out, change the world by the power of Jesus.